Yes, good morning, students. This is our last lecture of chapter number 3, Geography, Our Changing Earth. Right? Till now, we have covered some exogenic and endogenic forces. In endogenic forces, we discussed the earthquakes and the volcanoes. What is earthquake? What is volcano? Right? And how they create the different landforms over the surface of the earth. And the second force is exogenic forces, which works over the surface of the earth. In this part, we will discuss the work of four agents: work of a river, work of sea waves, work of glacier, and work of wind. We already discussed the work of river, all the work by the river, whether it is erosional or depositional. In the erosional work, there are two type of erosional work: waterfall and meandering. Right? Meandering is consists both the types, erosional as well as depositional. So first is waterfall, second is meanders, third Oxbow Lake, which is also a feature of meander, the and formed by the depositional work of river. And last is the floodplains along with the levees. Right? The depositional work of the river main work is delta. Right? And work of sea waves also do some erosional and depositional work in the oceans. In this picture, you can see a rock lying on the sea surface. When the sea waves strike this rock, what happened? The part of the rock will be broke day by day, a little bit. After a long time, there will be a hole, and it is this hole will be called sea cave. Right? Similarly, this process will going on when the water will enter into the sea cave. It will erode the rock more and more whenever it will enter into the rock. So this cave will become larger, and this larger part of the cave will be known as the arches. Right? So only the roof of the caves remain, and the rest of the part of the cave collapse. That is known as Sia. Later on, this work will go through, right? So what will happen? The roof will also collapse, and the pillar will remain like this, right? So it is called stack. So these are the features which are formed by the sea waves. And there is some rocky coast rising almost vertically above seawater. Like this, here is a seawater, and there is a rock which is lying over the sea, that is called sea cliff. Now, the sea waves bring a lot of things from the ocean floor, and when it strikes on the shore, what will they do? They will deposit all these things on the shore, like sand, some seaweeds, etc., and it create the beaches. So beaches are the formation of by the sea caves, the depositional work of sea waves. Right? Next is the work of ice or work of glacier. What is glacier first of all? The rivers of ice is known as glacier. As the as the river do the erosional and depositional work in its area, similarly glacier also do the same work in its area. Because in the picture you can see, here is a picture, right? So in this picture you can see this white portion is a ice, right? It is flowing, and it is known as glacier. beneath the glacier, beneath this ice, there is rocks, right? So the glacier or the ice is flowing over the rocks. Now what would happen when this ice flows? It uh, erode the rocks beneath it, from where suppose this is the rock and the glacier is flowing over it. The ice is flowing over it. What would happen due to the flow of ice? This part of rock which is lying under the ice, it will erode slowly and slowly, and it will create the depression area, right? In the second time, what would happen there? It will create a depression area or a hole within the rocks, right? But if we saw from the surface, it will not be appeared because the ice is flowing over it. But beneath the ice, it is preparing the hole with inside the rocks. Now what would happen when the ice melt in the summer? It will appear, right? So when the ice will melt, it will be in the form of water. So in this hole, the water will fill and it will appear like a beautiful lake, right? So in its hilly area, the glacier creates some lakes by eroding the rocks beneath it. When the summer comes and the ice melts, this depression area, this hole was filled with water and it creates beautiful lakes in the mountains, right? So this is the lakes formed in the hilly area, in the glacier area, due to the erosional work of ice. Now what would happen when the glacier is breaking the rocks? When it is doing its erosional work, the sediments will be there, and these sediments will flow out with the ice. So these sediments were flowed with the ice, and these are deposited in the low lying area. Suppose this is ice or glacier which is flowing on. Some but small particles or big particles are there. When it will entered into the low lying area, what would happen? The glacier will deposit these sediments in this area, and these are called glacial moraines, the sediments which are deposited by the glacier, right? So by the deposition work, there is a formation of glacial moraines, and by the erosional work of ice, there is a formation of beautiful lakes in the hilly area. Clear? Now the next one, work of wind. This is our last topic, work of wind. Wind can be blow frequently in the open area, in the open deserted area. So you can see in our areas also, if there is a storm, right, thunderstorm, or whether it is the wind is blowing very fastly, it took some sand particles, some leaves lying on the roadside along with it, and it blows it far away from that area, है ना? Similarly, it happens in the deserted area where there is a open vast area. Wind can blow easily, right? And moreover, the what is the characteristic of a desert? Which type of soil is found in the desert? The deserted soil is very loose, right? It is in the Loose form means particles of the soil is not properly bind up, they are loosed, so wind can carry in them very easily and blow it to the far of the distances. So most of the work of the wind lies in deserted area where there is an open vast area and the sand particles are very loose, right? So both the work, erosional and depositional work, goes simultaneously in the deserted area. First of all, there is a formation of mushroom rocks. What do we mean by mushroom rocks? If any rock is lying in the deserted area, what would happen? Suppose this is a rock which is lying on the deserted area. Now what would happen? The wind is blowing. Now remember it, wind cannot carry the particles to the height. The main work of the wind, the main particles in the wind will be carried near the ground, right? And these particles provided a tool of cutting for the wind, right? So they are the cutting tool of wind. What would happen? The wind is blowing, along with particles are there, they will struck the rock and the rock will erode. But at the height, the erosional work was less. Similarly, this process will going on. The lower part will be eroded because wind is blowing from the both side. So both of the side of the rock will be eroded from the beneath, from the lower part. Now what would happen later on? It is like a structure of this type, right? Not properly, but like this. The lower part of the rocks will be eroded. This is the eroded part, right? And the upper part of the rock will be remain same. So it looks like a mushroom, right? So you might have seen the mushrooms and a popular vegetable this time also. So this rock looks like a mushroom. That's why they are called mushroom rocks. Again, I am repeating. Listen carefully. What would happen? The particles which blows with the wind, they are providing a cutting tool to the wind. These particles wind do not have the much strength at the above the sufficient height, so these tools work in the more in the lower part or near the surface. What would happen if there is any rock in the path of wind? The particles will cut the rock more near the surface and less in the top. It is less cutting and it is more cutting. Again it will happen again and again. This process will going on year by year. So after many years, what will we see? That the upper part will remain the same, but the lower part of the rock will erode more. So it will appear like a mushroom shape, and these type of rocks are known as mushroom rocks. And this formation is occurred no doubt in the deserted area, right? So this is the erosional work of wind. The next formation, which is very common and very popular in the deserted area, that is sand dunes. What is sand dunes? Sand dunes is like a formation of this, जिसको आप टीले बोलते हो, ठीक है, रेत के टीले. So this is the formation of sand dunes. It is due to the erosional as well as the depositional work of the river. How they are formed? Suppose, as I told you, the wind when the wind blows very fastly, it carries the particles very easily because the soil is very loose in the deserted area. Now what would happen? There is a soil particle, suppose, and wind is blowing, it will carry the soil particles and they blow out it far off places. When the strength of the wind will be decreased, what would happen? Because the strength is decreasing, so it could not carry the particles far away, so it began to deposit these particles here. This process going on, right? So when this process is going on, there is a heap of particles, sand particles. Here the wind will take the particles and in the opposite side it will deposit, so it look like a this type of shape, and these are called sand dunes, right? Suppose there is a building process in your locality or your own. What would happen if you the labor, they have to mix the cement and the sand? What will they do? They will take a heap of sand and throw it at the ground one by one. When they put some sand on it, it will appear after a long time, it will appear like a heap, like a dune. So similarly, the wind similarly do the erosional work as well as the depositional work, and due to this work the particles of sand are blew off from one place to another place. So if the sand dunes are in short length, they are called sand dunes. Sometimes what happened, the grains of sand are very fine and very lightweight, so the wind can carry it over long distances. So when the wind deposit this sand to the large areas, that is called loess, right? In the picture you can see the sand dunes. In this picture you can see the sand dunes, this one. If it will carry to a large vast area and the formation of large sand dunes, that is called loess, right? In some of the deserted area you will find the creation of barkhans also. When the wind creates the dunes like this shape, that is called barkhans, right? So this is the formation of wind in the deserted area. Mostly in the Rajasthan area, you can see the sand dunes are very common in the deserted area of Rajasthan, in the Thar Desert, right? So these are deposits are also, lowest deposits are also found in China, where there is a very light material. There is a sand material, loose sand material, very fine and light material, and the wind can carry it over to the long distances, and such sand is deposited in a vast area, that is called loess, right? Now we have completed our chapter. If you have any doubt regarding this